Love, there's something magnetic about a woman who knows her worth. She doesn't need to announce it. She doesn't need to prove it. People feel it. You've probably met a woman like this before. The kind of woman who makes you sit a little straighter just by entering the room. Not because she's the loudest or the most glamorous, but because she carries herself with a quiet strength. And here's the truth. This kind of value doesn't come from the outside. It's not in the car she drives, the clothes she wears, or the number of people chasing her attention. True value is built from the inside out. It's the way she treats herself when no one is watching. The choices she makes, even when it's inconvenient. And the discipline she carries into her daily habits. I want you to imagine this. A diamond buried deep in the ground doesn't sparkle. Nobody even notices it exists. But with pressure, with time, with polishing, it becomes something rare, precious, and unmissable. That's exactly how high-value women are made. It's a process. It's not instant. It's a choice every day to polish yourself until your presence speaks before your words do. Hi love, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here today. In this video, we're going to talk about the habits of high-value women. Those practices that quietly set them apart. And I'll be honest with you, point number 7 will probably shock you because it's not what people usually think of when they picture a high-value woman. And the very last point I share might just change the way people look at you instantly. So make sure you stay with me until the end. Let's begin. Habit 1. Emotional self-regulation. A high-value woman is not controlled by her emotions. She feels them deeply, but she doesn't let them run her life. Imagine a storm. Most people get swept away by it, but a high-value woman knows how to stand strong in the middle of it. She pauses, she breathes, she thinks before reacting. Psychology research shows people who regulate emotions are seen as stronger leaders, better partners, and more trustworthy friends. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means owning them. You can say, "I feel hurt," without exploding. You can say, "I need space," without pushing someone away forever. That calmness makes people respect you, because when you're not reactive, you're reliable. Habit 2. Boundaries with grace. Saying no isn't easy, but high-value women don't see boundaries as selfish. They see them as sacred. Picture a castle. The walls don't mean the queen hates her people. The walls protect the kingdom. That's exactly what your boundaries do. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you lose a little bit of respect for yourself, and people around you sense it. But when you say no with grace, you train others to treat you with respect. People who clearly communicate boundaries are more satisfied in relationships and experience less burnout. Remember, you're not responsible for managing other people's emotions. You're responsible for protecting your energy. Habit 3. Lifelong self-development. High-value women never stop growing. They don't wait for opportunities, they create them. They read, they learn. They take courses, pick up hobbies, travel, ask questions. This is what psychologists call a growth mindset, the belief that skills, confidence, and intelligence can always be developed. People with this mindset attract better opportunities because others sense their openness. Think about it. Would you rather be around someone who's always complaining about life, or someone who's curious, excited, and evolving? When you commit to growth, your presence inspires others to grow too. Habit 4. Financial and emotional independence. This is the habit that changes everything. A high-value woman doesn't need someone else to rescue her. Not financially, not emotionally. She takes responsibility for her well-being. Let me give you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call her Maya, spent years depending on her partner for every expense and every emotional decision. When the relationship ended, she felt lost. But instead of breaking, she decided to build herself. She learned budgeting, started a side hustle, and began therapy to strengthen her inner world. 2 years later, Maya wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. Her energy completely shifted. People started seeing her as confident, attractive, and powerful. That's the beauty of independence. It doesn't mean never needing anyone. It means not being owned by anyone. It means staying in a relationship because you want to, not because you're scared to leave. And emotionally, a high-value woman knows how to soothe herself, comfort herself, and find joy in her own company. That independence is magnetic because people are drawn to those who aren't clinging desperately for validation. Habit 5. Authentic communication. This one might sound simple, but it's rare. She says what she means. High-value women don't manipulate, gossip, or play games. They're honest, but not cruel. Direct, but with kindness. Authenticity builds trust faster than perfection ever could. People who are transparent in their communication are seen as more likable and reliable. When you hide, people sense it. When you speak from a place of truth, even if it's not perfect, people lean in. You become someone they can depend on. Habit 6. High standards and selective energy. A high-value woman doesn't spread herself thin. She doesn't accept crumbs, whether in relationships, work, or friendships. She's not always available for drama or for people who drain her. Psychology calls this the scarcity principle. We value what is rare. When you stop overgiving and start being selective with your time and energy, people suddenly pay more attention. They notice when you're present, because you're not present for everyone, all the time. Habit 7. Self-compassion. Now this is the one I said would shock you, because most people think being high value means being hard, flawless, or untouchable. But actually, high-value women are deeply kind to themselves. Think about the last time you made a mistake. Did you call yourself names, beat yourself up, or replay it for days? Now imagine a woman who instead takes a breath, says, "I'm human," and uses it as a lesson. That's the difference. That's self-compassion. Research shows people who are compassionate toward themselves bounce back from failure faster, make better choices, and radiate a calm confidence that perfection can never achieve. A woman who truly values herself doesn't demand perfection. She demands growth, forgiveness, and resilience. That softness makes her powerful. Habit 8. Living with purpose. Finally, the last point. And this is where everything ties together. A high-value woman knows her why. She doesn't live just to please others, to look pretty, or to survive. She's anchored by purpose. It doesn't matter if her purpose is running a company, raising children, building art, or helping her community. What matters is that she wakes up with meaning. Research has shown that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, experience less stress, and are naturally more respected. Purpose shines through your eyes, in your words, in the way you carry yourself. It's that invisible crown I mentioned earlier. People feel it, even if they can't explain it. And now here's the quick shift I promised you at the start. You can change the way people perceive your value instantly, through your body language. Stand tall, shoulders relaxed, chin slightly up. Slow down your movements. Maintain calm, steady eye contact. These signals tell people, I respect myself. And when you respect yourself, others automatically follow. So love, being a high-value woman isn't about being flawless. It's about building habits that honor your worth. Emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. Each small choice adds to the way you're seen, and more importantly, the way you see yourself. If you enjoyed this conversation, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend who needs this message today. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which habit spoke to your heart the most? And which one will you start practicing today? Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, your value isn't given, it's lived. And when you live it, the world has no choice but to recognize it. I'll see you in the next video, love.